Hi! You just happened to have found me on a ladder. What am I doing up here on a ladder looking at my ceiling? It's because I would like to paint my ceiling in my office. I want to make a mural up here so that I can always look up and be filled with imagination. And so I got a ladder and I decided that that's exactly what I want to do. So let's go do that. Before we go over my plans, look at my plants. We've really put a lot of work into our garden since we bought our house. And we planted a bunch of potatoes and carrots and spinach and lettuce and beans and cucumbers and tomatoes and raspberries and kale and green onions and rosemary and oregano and dill and mint and calendula and chamomile and chickpeas. All right, my friends, it's time to talk about my plan. So there are 3 segments that I have to make a plan for: the actual ceiling, the side of the beam, and the bottom of the beam. So I am really inspired by illuminated manuscripts, Art Nouveau, and medieval and folk paintings in houses. I've been collecting illustrations for the last few months, and I've been starting to try and draw them just to see how complicated it'll be to actually do those styles justice on the ceiling. I've also started to explore a little bit with some colors. I feel like I still have more research to do, but I have decided on the first one, which is going to be the bottom of the beam. So I decided on a paint color. Here is my can of paint for the ceiling, and it's this one, Freckled Nose by Valspar. So I think it's going to be a nice foundation for everything. I was looking for a color that was kind of reminiscent of wood. You know, I thought about maybe like painting, like using one of those squeegee things that make it look like wood. But then I realized I'm going to be covering most of it with ornamentation, so I think that would be unnecessary. The brown will be good enough. So I think I'm going to maybe start to paint. It's getting late. Will is on a meditation retreat. And so it's just me, just painting. So that seems like a nice time. And I just need to get into a different outfit. So it's like 7:30 right now. And I guess I just have to start. This is very freeing. I think it's a nice color. I stayed up really late and tried to finish the whole ceiling, but I ended up running out of paint, so I got more paint, and I also cut off the sleeves of my jumpsuit so that I can reach vertically without hurting my arms. So we just gotta keep going. I'm not worrying too much about this wall because I'm going to paint it green. So I'm going to be doing tape along the edges. It's okay if it kind of spills over down here because it'll be fixed with green paint. So I painted the first coat all over the ceiling so far, but I am seeing some white patches through the first layer. And at first I was like, I'm gonna paint over it so it won't matter and I should just like move on. But after talking to my mom and Will, they're like, you should do a second coat. So that's what I'm gonna do today. Let's get on with it. I think it's looking pretty good right now. The second coat really evened everything out in a nice way that I feel like I can begin to paint the mural. In the next video, I am going to start painting this motif. So I hope that you'll join me. I don't usually do series like this, but I wanted to share more of the process over time because I want to share more often. I hope that you'll join me and I hope that you'll subscribe. This is going to be an adventure.